Beloved Helen, could you please talk about enlightenment? Questions arise for me, such as what really is enlightenment? What changes in the enlightened state? Does the person change? If I am formless, who or what becomes enlightened or needs to become enlightened? Does no one become enlightened? Thank you for all the love and your wisdom. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too, and thank you for your question. Um, yeah, there is no person, right? That is what we're enlightened of. We come to see that who we thought we were is not at all who we are, and that the problems that we thought we had are not really ours at all. You could say that it's the formlessness that comes to recognize its own formless nature. It thought it was a form, right? Consciousness, presence, thought it was a separate, unique, totally separate person living in a human body. And it starts to become liberated of that belief. It begins to recognize its own formless nature. And that's so formlessness, paradoxical as it seems, that unmanifested formless consciousness. On one hand, it doesn't need to even be enlightened, right? It is already completely free. If we check in right now and see who we really are, what is it that's listening to these words? We come to touch upon something that has no substance at all. It's completely free. It's not substantial in any way at all, and yet it's totally real. And it certainly doesn't need to wake up to the truth. It's completely free already. Doesn't even know what enlightenment is. However, when that formless consciousness, let's just call it consciousness, that you are, appears as a human being, takes the shape of a human being, and takes the shape of all these thoughts, it starts to get very, very confused about itself and starts to think that it's lost in illusion and that it needs to wake up to the truth. So, on one hand, it doesn't need anything, and on the other hand, it seems to really need to wake up out of that illusion. And that paradox becomes kind of not really a paradox, it becomes I'm only confused on a level of form, and a level of formlessness, I'm completely free right now. So it's formless consciousness becoming enlightened of its belief that it is a form and that it is limited and that it's finite, that it has a finite lifespan. It's becoming enlightened of all its beliefs about itself until it recognizes it's just formless consciousness. You could say enlightenment becomes enlightened, or awareness becomes completely aware of itself, recognizes that it was never a distinct separate entity, never could be, recognizes its own omnipresence as the totality of all that exists. So, hope that helps to kind of put it into a little picture. It's like for me, there was a point where um, it seemed paradoxical. This consciousness does not need to wake up, and yet somehow there's something that desperately seems to need to wake up. So, again, hope that helps.